Great, thank you, everyone, for joining for our latest session on solutions for success. Today's topic, as you may have gathered from that short video, is Microsoft Copilot and AI. You will have all heard about AI. I guess the question being asked of many organizations and many IT groups is, what is your AI strategy? Do you have one? Some may answer yes, many may answer not sure. And if you don't have one, what are the concerns around not having one, knowing that your users are probably using AI, using different platforms? What is the impact on intellectual property for your organization, security of your documents and your content? And how do you start putting together a strategy or a framework? Because really you need one, and you need one before the end of the year. So quickly, the agenda for today's session, a little bit about Point Alliance, a quick slide, AI transformation and what's happening in the marketplace, and then a little more information on Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, Microsoft 365 Copilot, and then some demos of Copilot and how it works and how it integrates into your tool set.
All right, thank you, Jonathan, and thank you all for being here today. We have a jam-packed session today, and again, we try to fit all this thing in 30 minutes. So if you find something that's interesting and you need more information, please, as always, feel free to reach out to us after these sessions. We will be posting a recording of this presentation in our YouTube channel later this afternoon, and the PowerPoint presentation and all the additional information going to be available on our website. That's it. Just a little bit about Point Alliance. If you have not met us, you already met my colleague, Jonathan Hamilton, is our president at Point Alliance. My name is John Zaray. I'm the CEO at Point Alliance. Point Alliance is a Microsoft solution partner based in Toronto. We have multiple designation with the Microsoft. Our team is 100% certified, and that's what we do day in, day out. We live in this world, and we are here to talk to you about the AI and in particular, Microsoft 365 Copilot. That's it. And also, if you have any questions, please feel free to put in a question or a chat, and we try to answer them. So AI transformation, again, it's not just about technology. AI brings lots of benefit to us, and perhaps we have used the tools out there like a ChatGPT or Gemini, and there's many of them, and more these days we see as built into our daily life, right? It could be using a messaging app and so on. They are everywhere, and you can't go anywhere or attend any type of the meeting or session or conference that the word AI is not mentioned. And the reason for it is the values that increase the business value, right? So again, if you're in marketing or what you're servicing clients or those things, how can you be kind of make that process faster and more efficient, optimize the cost, right? So if you can get the task done faster, that will lower the cost. And also help the employees, because we are overwhelmed with lots of work to do. And if we can use the tool to make our life easier, that would be a great benefit. So for every organization is different, right? We can't say that there is a template that every organization can use and how they're going to use AI. So you need to look at that and what's the focus, what's matter. Maybe you want to use AI to run your business better. You want to grow your customers. Again, there's lots of AI tools and chatbots and so on that help with that thing. You want to build your brand, or you want to scaling securely. So again, we need to kind of find your path and what's the best to do. So SMBs, like again, that's maybe like a sub 500 companies that using Microsoft 365 Copilot already seeing transformation result. Now, 353% projected ROI over the 3-year period. And that's a massive, one of the numbers that, again, very easy to understand and kind of say, how is that AI and Copilot is helping me? So on average, they say that Copilot can save you about 10 hours a month, right? And it doesn't seem significant, 10 hours, it's not. but 10 hours type 12, that's the 3 weeks a year that AI could help you. And that's just if you're using it just very entry level basic. So it is a huge impact and kind of provide with us to kind of be able to task more efficiently and faster. Again, Copilot transform your business to enhance personality, productivity, and streamline operation. Again, that's the report that people see 6% increase in net revenue due to faster to market, 20% reduction in operating costs due to process efficiency, so to say. 61% of increase in employee satisfaction, right? So now because you give them a tool to be able to be more efficient at what they do. And they're always, of course, concerned that, okay, this is going to affect me. And one of the reasons that Microsoft called the product Copilot, because you are the pilot, and Copilot is there to assist you, right? You never see a plane just being driven by the Copilot. The pilot is always there. So it's there to assist you to make your job more efficient, faster, and so on. And we're going to use many examples here to kind of demonstrate that. Of course, with the AI becoming, there are also risks involved with that, right? So there are, with the worrying about data oversharing and data leaks. Again, 80% of leaders worry about the leaking of sensitive data on identification of the risky AI use, right? So AI governance, and again, these are all massive concerns that exist there. So when we thinking about AI, because we have this conversation with the clients that why should I go with the Microsoft Copilot? Why not use the other AI? So if you are a Microsoft shop and using the Copilot, Microsoft have built those governance, security, and controls built into it. So you don't have to invest in that. But if you do go and introduce a new tool out there into your system, now you have to worry about all those things. It's like when you went to Microsoft 365 first time, right? You create a user. So the underlayer security was Microsoft Intra. So it's all there to protect you. You didn't have to worry about that. Do I need to build this for SharePoint, those things? So it's there. Same rules apply to this. So there's not a specific security and governance for the Copilot on a Microsoft, and the Copilot obey the same rules. And that's the beauty of that. When you introduce Copilot environment and compare with the other AI tools, you don't have to worry about all those things. And again, most companies that don't have the manpower to be able to kind of have all those resources or to build all those controls if you're not using a tool like a Copilot. So again, Microsoft 365 Copilot built on the trust. We secure, again, the secure, I guess the VA is not me, but they secure your data at rest and in transit. You control your data. Again, the beauty of the Copilot, you do not have to build new controls, new security, new data governance. It all should be in place already, and the Copilot will abide all those same rules, right? So Copilot is behave as the person running it. So if I have access to the certain documents and I'm doing certain tasks, Copilot will do the same thing. It will not go beyond that boundaries. And that's very important. The other thing is very important. Your data is not used to train on enrich foundation models. So using to train the large language model. And that's the problem with most of the tools out there. I hear some people say, well, I'm not using a free version, I'm using a subscription version. Again, looking to the term of use, you'd be shocked what is in those term of use. Basically, you're giving away everything. There's tools like a DeepSeek. If you read the term of use, they even capture your keystroke that you do while the app is open or that you're using the application. So there's a major security concern with those tools. So that's why it is important and why Microsoft 365 Copilot is there to protect you. So within the Copilot, you'll unlock in the productivity and the creativity because what it does, using the large language model, using Microsoft Graph, which is how is underlayer security for everything in Microsoft that does that, and accessing your data only. Plus, is it integrated with your Microsoft 365 apps as well? And if need to be, it will reach the internet. So you have the this vast access to all those things. and which is very important, especially with the Microsoft 365 Copilot license that is all bring the integration into your apps. That's a game changer as well. And we will have some of those demos for you today. So again, as we mentioned, again, security, compliance, privacy. This is all available on your Microsoft tenant today if you are using Microsoft. So you really don't have to do anything on top of when you're doing AI implementation with the Copilot. So how we work with the client is that to just make sure all those are in place already. Again, some organization perhaps think, okay, secure those things, but that's what you need to do. Basically, it's a good housekeeping. Just fact of the people cannot find things is not the best, is not a security. So, and that's what you need to do, because Copilot will find things if the person has access to it. So where do I start? Again, with every organization is different. Could be sales department, could be marketing, could be HR, could be customer service. And again, the whole idea is that if you are for profit or non-for-profit, again, when we say increase revenue, perhaps works different way, optimize the costs that apply to any organization, and again, helping the employees. So when it comes to the Microsoft, when I say recently, in the recent month, introduced Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. So what the Copilot Chat does, and again, you can see this graph that the kind of what does it do and what is it, how does it compare with the Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is a paid subscription. So one of the issue that people had, is okay, the $40, which is the Canadian dollar, by the way, if you have any US audience today, is per month. Perhaps it's not for me, but how do I control that? So do I let my users go to the chat GPT or so on? So Microsoft, to be one of those investors with the OpenAI, brought the chat GPT into the Microsoft and included with the data protection into it, enterprise data protection. So what you see on the chat column, that's using the same engine at ChatGPT 4.0, except it is in your environment. Your data you input is not used for training. And also on top of that, again, you got the enterprise data protection, which is massive, right? So you don't want any data leaks out, those things. And on top of that, what you do, there's also option for consumptions. If you want to do certain things and you don't want to pay for a full license per month, you can go with the consumption models. I'm going to show you shortly the differences of these two as well. All right, so let's start from the Copilot chat first. So again, it is your company's approved AI chat tool, right? Because what it does, it is for the business. You need to log in with your Microsoft 365 account. And I keep emphasizing on this one, enterprise data protection is in place. So just make it easy, because now you can allow your staff, if you're deciding to block the external AI tools, because again, there's a privacy issue, you have no control of your data, what's going to happen. Basically, you have no control, right? So again, people use that. So, but you want to give them alternative. If you don't give people alternative, people already love AI and they want to use it. So what the chat does, it gives you all that features that you see in a chat GPT, but in the enterprise model. And again, you can find the address in the M365 Copilot, and that's included in all Microsoft subscription. If you have any sort of subscription with in the business or enterprise or Teams Premium, that comes with that and is included for every user. So Microsoft 365 Copilot chat components are, of course, a chat and agents, and then we got IT controls. So IT controls are very important because you want to see how people are using the AI. What is the adoption rate and so on. So you have lots of control. Of course, we talk about the data governance and security and compliance. So those are in place too. The agents are the tools that you can design for end users to run certain tasks, right? You can say, go to this data source and search for things. And when I was mentioning in the previous chart is a chat plus consumption, if the user they don't have a full license, if they use an agent, they will pay for the consumptions. And that's like a pennies per use. And again, we will share those numbers later. Again, unfortunately, because of the length of today's presentation, didn't allow us to get to the agents, but on the PowerPoint I will share, it will have extra slides for you to review. Again, that was just one example. You can see it can be powerful. Again, every user will have different needs of those things, but you can see the power of it, that you can kind of create, gather information, analyze for you. What you need to do, sign in with your work account, and once you sign in on the M365 Copilot, you will see this green checkbox. And again, I know I'm kind of saying that lots of time, but that's very important to make sure the user is secure. And it is important you log in with your work account so you know the data protection on. And if you're trying to log into this version with your personal account, of course, not allow you. And if you log into what you think it is a Copilot chat, and you put in your work account, is not able because you're accessing the personal edition, not the work edition. So it's important to go to the M365 copilot.com. On the page, what you see, I'm gonna go counterclockwise. So right when you're opening it, you see a suggested prompt on the screen here. And I see I can actually use my laser here. You can see the suggested prompt. And then you got the prompt box. And the prompt box is when you put in how you interact with the Copilot, by the way. It's like if you Google, you type in text or a word for search, and with the AI, you're prompting with it. And you can upload the files here. That you can see a button to say add content. You can see in a video. And you also can chat with an agent. An agent is those predefined routine that's built into it, that if you enable it. And then, of course, to send a prompt, you just is a paper airplane there that you can click on it as you do, like sending a text or email. You can get to the Copilot prompt gallery, that's kind of handy because if you're a new user, you're going to be wondering, okay, what should I do? Where to start? So that's important, and that's good way to kind of get people to kind of start. And once you do it, after a few days, you will know. Then you have your recent chat that you can look at it, go back to them. If you have access to any agent or any agent is created for you, again, with the chat version, you cannot create an agent. But if you have an agent created for your consumption, it will show up there. And also, you can start a new chat button if you want to open a new window and start one. Because once you're in a chat and prompting, you're having a conversation. You want to start a new subject, you go start a new chat. So there are just talk about differentiating between the chat experience, work versus web. So if you do have a Copilot license, you will have a button on top that says work or web. And the difference is that the Copilot, if you go to the web, using the web data, if you're on a work, you're using your internal work data. So just kind of differentiate with those. This only happens if you do have a Copilot license. If you do not have a Copilot license, you're always in a web model. So just to talk about how to chat in 3 steps. Enter your prompts. once you put a prompt, the result come back, Copilot also give you some resources. One thing you have to keep in mind, when you're using AI, doesn't matter which vendor or what tool you're using, you always need to verify the data. Just because the information AI provided doesn't mean it's necessarily accurate all the time. So you need to validate that. And within the Copilot chat, Microsoft, when the result comes up, you will see all the references. You will see numbers beside each point, and it will tell you where the source of those data is at. So you can validate it before you sharing it. Again, AI is also known to gonna be hallucinating. That means give you the answers, perhaps it's not true. So validating is very important before you just copy and paste it and share it with people. And you also can continue the conversation. AI is like having a relationship. You're going out with a friend, you're having a conversation, you ask for something, they tell you something, then you ask more, so you can continue that and going further. And also you can kind of reason based. I said, are you sure? Based off my understanding, this should be it, and we'll go and research more. So again, have a minimal conversation. And what is important when you're having a conversation is just making sure that the way you converse with it, and I will go to that. So emphasize back on the prompt. What is a prompt? Because it's a new things, and you kind of want to say when you're prompting. So prompt is how you converse with the Copilot. Yeah, you want to use the clear language, provide the context like you would with the assistant as a person, right? So don't use a short form if you're text messaging, and it is important to be detailed as possible when you're asking for things, making sure you put maybe sometimes I put 1 or 2 paragraphs, some bullet points of those things. And again, the more information you give it, the better result you will get. So the prompt ingredients to get the best response is important to focus on of the key elements. Your goal, generated 3 to 5 bullets. Context, to prepare for me a meeting with the client X. Then the source, focus on email and team. Expectations, please simplify language so I can get up to speed quickly. So again, this should be how you format your prompts. Goal, context, source, expectations. So what's a make an effective prompts? Don't be vague, just don't use few words or no context on preferred output, right? Because otherwise it's going to guess something and you won't be happy with the result of it. And it is very important. The more detailed you are, more full sentences, and again, a statement of tone, purpose, preferred format, and so on. Again, as you saw in the demo, you can upload a file as well. So again, you're uploading a file from your Microsoft 365 tenant, and you can be sure that your data is protected, because you do not want to upload a file to an OpenAI type of tool that is not controlled by those things, because now you're risking the security of those documents. And if that information that you uploaded, it was confidential, now it could be used for the large language model learning, and should prevent it for sure. And again, as you can saw in a model, you can also create a charts with it too. So the more you use it, it start small, but keep going to become more and more advanced, and be surprised of what the result comes up, and just helps you to go forward. Navigating to prompt gallery, as I mentioned, you can see it right from the screen there with the view prompts. There's a list of those things. There's hundreds of those. So it's always good to use a few of those things to get a starting point and move and for future. So let's get to the full version of this thing, which is with the subscription, that is a paid subscription. And again, in your environment, you do not have to have one or other. You could have many of your people just use a chat, and for a power user that want to use a Copilot, you can apply those licenses to them. So Copilot, the elements is you got the chat, plus Microsoft 365 apps, and also you have Copilot Studio and agents. Studio allow you to create agents, is a place you create those things. And also you have adoption and measurement. And again, the fact of it's integrated to Microsoft 365 apps is fantastic. One that the most popular one is your Teams. When you record a meeting or you transcribe it, it creates summary of the meeting with all the tasks and so on, and bullets and so on. It's fantastic. Imagine you got an hour meeting, and in most cases, you're probably going to spend 20 or half an hour just recap that meeting afterward. What if you can reduce that to the 5 minutes? And that 5 minutes to just kind of validate that information, make sure it's all good. And you can also send that in a more timely manner to the participant of the meeting instead of have to wait till the end of the day or whenever you get a free time to do it. And that's how, when I said, even you save 10 hours a month, if you're attending one meeting a day, that you're saving at least half an hour a day. So Copilot for Microsoft 365 right now is embedded in the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams. And it's getting more and more extended, right? So the tool is growing and they give you more capabilities. And also you go to certain area, like you go to forms and so on. You see Copilot exists in those places too on the web. But it is in this 5 application right now, which is on your desktop version. Again, I apologize. I know we are at the noon, half an hour, but I have a few more slides. If you can be patient with me. Again, lots of exciting stuff to share, and uh, we just need about 5 more minutes. So again, the Microsoft Copilot, consistent UI for AI, right? So again, same thing on ribbon bar you had on your Microsoft Office products, all those things, that works the same way. So it is integrated in tools that you use every day, reduce the amount of the training, platform for agent and extensibility, enterprise grade security, privacy, and compliance. Again, all built into it. So when you're going with a Copilot, 365 Copilot, you don't have to even think about those stuff, right? Those are all in place. A flexible processing and deployment option, as I say, you don't have to provide it to all people, especially with the chat now. Certain people can use a chat. Power users, you're going to be using the full version. And also you can measure the AI impact and business value through the reporting and so on. And you can also help that with the training. If you see users are not using the tool enough, they can go from that. So I think we have talked about this stuff enough, the security, governance, and compliance and privacy. These are all fundamental of what is available in the Microsoft 365 as it is today with your tenant. So Copilot is piggyback on that thing. And also I saw in the video is talk about the semantic indexing. You do not have to enable anything for all those things. All those connectors and triggers and all those things are already in place. And that's the beauty of this thing that can get you going. So for security and governance, Copilot and Microsoft Security, there are certain things you want to do, like for example, conditional access, sensitivity labels. So that come with the license you have. It has nothing to do with the Copilot. You need to have those things. So for SMB clients, it makes more sense to go with the Microsoft 365 Business Premium, which is a license we recommend to our clients anyway. For any clients up 300, is one of the best licenses, has security, threat protection, and device management and Windows all built into it. So that's your best bet to go with that. But if you only have business Microsoft 365 Business Standard, you get the multi-factor authentication, audit login, and basic content and keyword search. And you're going to ask, why is a conditional access is important here? So you need to protect your users, because if the Copilot is in play and the users now is get compromised, so you need to protect them, because now if the account get compromised, the person that breached you will have access to more data. So that's why it's important that you put more security there to protect the users as well. Top 10 thing to try first when we are Copilot. Again, this is all going to be our PowerPoint, and we share this thing, recap a meeting, surprise email. You can see based off the icons. With the Copilot icons, you can do it in a browser, but in a Word, in the Outlook, you can try this thing, or other product that they have, and there's a plenty of this exists. Gonna go to the next slide. Sorry. I think I went a bit. Yes, that's good. So again, just a couple of demos, and we are right there. All right, so again, intelligent recap in Copilot, again, is amazing, especially come to the meeting. And one of the futures coming in a coming month is that imagine you have people on attending the call, and maybe some international meeting you have, and users are interacting in their own native language. Copilot will be able to translate with a voice. So you can select what's the native language there, and you can listen to language you are want to listen. So that's coming in coming months. So you would not even know that person is not speaking your language, and they're speaking the native language. So there's lots of exciting stuff is happening. And I know I'm going to over, and just again, one more Excel, and that's it. All right, that's just what's the next step. If you one of the offering that we have, we work with the clients to get them a Copilot ready, get the readiness assessment. So that's available on our website, and you can just use the link. There's a great links how to AI is poised to create a whole new working. There are lots of useful links that I will share that in the PowerPoint online. Again, thank you. So the Solution for Success seminar happening the third Tuesday of each month. So please visit our website and check it out, and we're happy to see you in the coming months. And if you find that today's presentation informative, and please feel free to kind of scan this barcode and leave us a review, a full review. And as we get in that, I just gonna check the question. And yes, all this slide will be shared after the call, including the video is gonna be our YouTube channel. So I want to thank you. I'm sorry I went about 8 minutes over, but it is lots of information to share. We hope to see you at our future events, and please reach out to either myself or Jonathan. We'd be happy to answer any question and also provide you with a more detailed presentation. Again, this was just going to bring you up to speed what is available, what's happening with the Microsoft and Copilot and AI, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much.